Good morning, everyone. Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all webinar with NETGEAR. Our host today is Jordan Cooper. He is our Key Strategic Account Manager, and he'll be presenting today. As you recall, Jordan's a very good friend of ours, and we love hearing what's going on at NETGEAR. And if anyone has any questions, as always, please submit them in the question box, and Jordan will answer them at the end of today's presentation. Jordan, thank you so much for being with Microcom again today. We greatly appreciate it. Looking forward to what you have to share with us. I am finished for now. Please go ahead and take it on over.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Julia. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining us today. I've done a few of these webinars. In past webinar, we've talked about our Orbi products, which is becoming a really great trend and selling really, really well. And here to make sure you guys still know of the latest innovation with NETGEAR when it comes time to our Orbi products. So in case you didn't miss it, if you missed it last time, you'll get a recap of it a bit this time. There's also some kind of new things onto this slideshow. So if you were there last time, there's some key updates that we've been doing. So, but yeah, guys, when it comes time to our Orbi, the Orbi product line, gosh, it represents a major leap forward in whole home Wi-Fi, powered by Wi-Fi 7 technology. And as resellers, you guys are in a unique position to help customers, elevate their connected experience. All the devices that are connecting and more devices are connecting, higher power and more, they require more data throughput. And so you're here to meet those needs. And today we're going to show you how when it comes time to our Orbi. I'm going to kind of carry on. Let's make sure this goes through. Perfect. So when people think of NETGEAR, they often think of two main names that come into mind when it comes time to NETGEAR. It's going to be our Orbi and then our Nighthawk. And our Nighthawk is another great, fantastic brand that is really catered towards gaming. And the Orbi is catered towards the home Wi-Fi mesh system. So the Orbi name has really become synonymous with premium mesh Wi-Fi. Millions of households trust Orbi for its reliability, coverage, and ease of use. And so if you're not new to these webinars, that's something that we always preface and we always want to be doing as a NETGEAR manufacturer. We want to be different than everybody else. We want to be reliable, we want to be affordable, and we want to be easy to use. And so having this brand recognition is a powerful tool for you guys because it really simplifies the sales conversation and builds instant credibility when we're talking about NETGEAR. I'm not going to go through kind of every single thing, but as a good overview, the Orbi, the RBE 770 series, this is a great series that gives high throughput, high speed, large coverage. Each satellite will do almost 3,000 square feet of coverage. And then, guys, this is tested in a real environment too as well. This isn't the best hope or best case scenario type coverage, but this is a real in a standard generic home or in an office. You can expect, even that might even be a little conservative. And then this has the ability to do 11 gigs of throughput with their speeds. And that's an aggregate throughput, but it is definitely possible with the Wi-Fi 7 technology because of the way that it combines channels. I'll talk about that here in a second. But guys, this is 2.5 times faster than Wi-Fi 6. And Wi-Fi 7, it really is designed and built around the Orbi 7 series, making it, really seamless, a no-brainer upgrade for customers who already love their Orbi system, but maybe they need more reach and more performance. The Orbi Wi-Fi 7 is a solid solution. And some people think Wi-Fi 7, gosh, maybe did Wi-Fi 6 even, is that even still a thing? And why should I go to Wi-Fi 7? Wi-Fi 7 really just isn't a buzzword anymore. It's a game changer. I mean, really, these satellites will support up to 100 connected devices each device. So you're talking a large amount of devices connected to it. And not only can it connect up to 100 devices per satellite or per access point, if you will, per router simultaneously. It has an ultra low latency that's still perfect for things like gaming or 4K and 8K streaming, and the ever ongoing and growing popularity AR or VR, both of those. And the key real thing is that multi-link operation, and that's the term that Wi-Fi 7 is such a leap in technology. This multi-link operation, if this is the first time you've heard of it, multi-link operation basically takes the 2.4, the 5, and the 6, and basically combines them. So that way is you're no longer going to be just on one single band, but you can be on multiple bands all simultaneously. It's like having 3 different freeways open to you and connecting them all together. So with that multi-link operation, customers get consistent high-speed connections, even in really high congested environments. And even if they don't have a lot of devices, they may say, well, I don't have a lot of devices that really could, that there's no congestion. This is a future-proof technology. And it definitely meets today's demands and, tomorrow's expectations. So it's fantastic. It's a great thing to invest in, and especially with the speed and performance that it can do. The RBE770 series, and pretty much all of our Orbi, I had to think there for a second, but all of pretty much our Orbis are going to use a tri-band technology. So what that means is there's a dedicated backhaul band, ensuring that data moves efficiently between your router and your satellite. And there's a total of 6 Wi-Fi streams across the 6, the 5, and the 2.4 gigahertz band. So really, you have so many Wi-Fi streams, so many, 3 different bands. It really optimizes connections for every device. And plus, let's be honest, a 2.5 gig Ethernet port, that offers some great wired solutions as well. Those are ideal for those gamers or those streamers or even those home offices are, hardwired in. It makes sense to go with a multi-gig. It doesn't make sense to go with such a powerful device and then throttle it with a 1 gig Ethernet port. So if you see devices out there that are Wi-Fi 7 but also have a 1 gig port, those really don't go hand in hand. You need something that can keep up with the speeds. And a lot of people will say, well, my devices aren't Wi-Fi 7. I think that's kind of the next biggest hurdle. And that's okay. Your devices don't need to have the Wi-Fi 7 chip to be able to utilize it. It is backwards compatible with both Wi-Fi 5 and Wi-Fi 6. So even the devices that don't have Wi-Fi 7 can still benefit from using and having a Wi-Fi 7 network on there. Like I said, especially when we're talking now, more devices can be added. It can handle more devices, even if they're on a Wi-Fi 6 or even Wi-Fi 5. Hopefully, no one's on a Wi-Fi 5 at this point. Everyone mostly should be moved off to Wi-Fi 6, but we all know some people, maybe yourself, but there are a lot of people out there, my parents included, that are still on Wi-Fi 5, and they're running into the limitations of it. So now's a good time. Now, one of the biggest pain points for a lot of customers is coverage, especially in a complex home layout. This Orbi here is built to handle, as you saw, a good amount of coverage. And whether it's in, an L-shaped home or, even thick brick walls or metal studs, these satellites and the Orbi in general just has so powerful antennas that it really does a great job of broadcasting through. Now, of course, things like, when you do have brick walls or metal, concrete, stone, those do hamper the Wi-Fi no matter what, but it helps when you have a stronger hit to that wall and a stronger speed that hits the wall. You're going to have some go through it and still be able to connect. And so each access point or satellite, if you will, and even the router itself will deliver, a 360-degree coverage with those high performance antennas. So it is ideal for limiting a lot of the dead zones, even indoors and outdoors. There are lots of people who will put in the Orbi, and then they'll say, I'll pull into my neighborhood, and my house will be 3-4 houses into the neighborhood, and my network will pop up, and I can still be connected to my Wi-Fi. It's just that crazy strong, guys. It really is. then as we move on, so the setup, guys, it's really easy, and it's what makes, I think, Orbi such another popular product. It's easy setup. It's a breeze. It's really just plug it in, and it syncs automatically with the router. And the Orbi app, it really guides users through the entire setup, and it's hard to mess up if you're going through the setup process. It's so simple. And the app does a lot. Not just helps you through setup, but it offers, network insights. Customers can separate devices and separate networks and, pause the Wi-Fi and all the kind of good stuff that people want to expect when it comes time to managing their home Wi-Fi. Another great thing, it's a really popular thing that people love, is when they add, do a guest network. It's super, super awesome, kind of a flex, if you will, when people come to your house and say, hey, what's your Wi-Fi? And they pull it up and they see a guest, yeah, go ahead and connect to the guest. Like, it shows you got some, what you're doing, but yeah, it's so easy to set up and to have that. And let's talk about security, right? Security, it's a big thing right now, guys, and it's basically non-negotiable, right? Security is a real problem in today's society, and being the forefront of needing to make sure that you have something very secure to make sure that nothing's going to get through to your home network, and no one's going to be hacking in, or even to your business network. The Orbi has a built-in security with it. It's called NETGEAR Armor, and this is powered by Bitdefender. We all know who those guys are. And with Bitdefender, customers get the enterprise-grade protection for all connected devices. The built-in security has automatic firmware updates, so to making sure that networks stay secure. That's always another kind of concern, is making sure that it is updated, because when firmware updates happen, oftentimes it's patching things and it's correcting those possible vulnerabilities. And so having that automatically done it keeps it in the back. You never have to worry about it. It keeps it in the back of the mind. And there's also things like if for homes, like family controls, with households and kids, so having kind of all this in the single palm of your hand that's easy to use, it really reduces support calls and builds long-term trust, I would say. Coming up on the last couple of slides here, talk about the real world impact. What does this mean for you? What does this mean for your customers? When it comes time to our Orbi, it really just remembers it means future-proofing technology that supports businesses and smart homes with seamless coverage. The Orbi is meant to eliminate the frustration, and with the multi-gig throughput, maximizes their internet plans. A lot of fiber being out there right now, and the other routers just, especially even the routers that sometimes they provide, may not be able to necessarily keep up with the demand of the business or the demand of the house, with the amount of devices connected to it. And so having something that can not only handle it now, but also for future times that come through, that's where the Orbi comes into the solution, because it has a 10 gig Ethernet port for the internet. So again, not very many ISPs out there are offering 10 gig for now. Maybe in 5 years from now, we'll be saying, yeah, I've got 10 gig as a standard. But for now, I think a lot of people are moving off to the 1 gig. And so having a product that can meet the needs of up to 10, super, super amazing. So, as a lot of you guys are on here, resellers, you're not just selling the product, right? I think that's what the commonality is. People think that you're just a reseller and that's all you do. But no, you're delivering an experience for your customers. Right? And with NETGEAR, you're getting the name, you're getting the trusted brand, right? You're getting the cutting edge technology and a solution it should be really easy to position and sell. NETGEAR, it has the name behind it. And the Orbi, especially the Wi-Fi 7 Orbi, helps you expand your portfolio and meet the growing demand for whole home and even new business Wi-Fi. So I guess to wrap up here, the Orbi, guys, it's more than just a network, a router. It's more than just your typical home router. It's a strategic opportunity. It makes sure that meets your customers' needs, reduces support issues, it's reliable, it's built to last. I don't think I've ever heard of an Orbi being DOA or, somebody saying it's just not working. I've never in my entire 7 years of being with NETGEAR, I've heard of that. It just is, it's built to last and therefore, build lasting relationships with you and your customers. So, if you guys are ready to elevate your customers' Wi-Fi experience, NETGEAR is ready to support you every step of the way. So thanks again for your time. Julie, let's go ahead and open it up to some questions.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Appreciate that and enjoyed your presentation. And I do got questions for you. Let's get started with the first one. Here we go. How does the Orbi 870 deliver up to 21 Gbps? What technologies enable this?
Yeah, so we're talking about aggregating throughput. And so you're taking all of the bands and combining them into one. Now for the 8.7 series, it's going to be a different Wi-Fi series. And so that's something that we don't really talk about today. But essentially the 21 gigs of throughput, I wouldn't say that that's going to be full on realistic. There's other factors. It's kind of a marketing tool. Like I said, it's the aggregate throughput to be able to do so. But definitely high speeds through the multi-link operation, being able to combine multiple bands is able to get higher than normal speeds. So while it may not be 21, it is still, that's kind of a marketing fluff, but it is going to be a lot higher with that multi-link operation. That's the technology.
Thank you, Jordan. Next question here for you. What kind of auto update protection is included out of the box? So it goes on to say community, let's see. I think that's the end of the question. What kind of an auto update protection is included out of the box?
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to pick out what kind of protection is included with the auto update. Anytime that NETGEAR pushes out an update and that it gets automatically updated, there's things, again, hole patches, if there's a vulnerability patch or something that was found not fully secure inside one of the bands or inside, I'm not 100% certain on how hackers get in. A little bit out of my expertise, but the auto updates keep it from, patching those holes and keeping it from happening in the future. So kind of hope that might answer that question.
Yes, no problem. Thank you, Jordan. Next question here. Does this firmware version bring AI-driven optimizations such as traffic prioritization or anomaly detection?
So no, not at this time. Not that is obviously something that AI is, definitely top of mind with NETGEAR. It's something that we want to be we want to proceed with caution on and not just open it up. But that is something that is being looked into. But for now, any of the updates right now don't have any type of AI built in quite yet. But I'm sure we'll see some coming in the future.
Thank you so much for that. Next question here, Jordan. Does Orbi use ML/AI to detect unusual traffic or any kind of a device behavior on the local network?
Yeah, so not at this time, but good things are coming with it, with AI.
Gotcha. So yes, so obviously we got questions about AI and it's in the future for you guys, no problem. Let's see, next question here, Jordan. Are the plans to expose APIs or data feeds for development or developers or enterprise AI integration?
Not at this time.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Let's see. A couple more questions here for you. This one says, are older Orbi models like Wi-Fi 6/6E eligible for upcoming AI enhancement firmware features in the future?
Yeah, that's a great question. I guess it depends on what how much power that when the AI comes out or when they implement AI features, of how much power is going to take. And so I don't have a firm answer if to the older models will. You can for sure bet that the newest models will, or the latest models will, but you know, it is possible by the time AI fully gets really implemented and really built into the devices, that those older models might be a little bit too old to handle it. But if they deem that it can still have some, like maybe like an AI Lite version, just have a minor, that'll be an opportunity for them to put it and update it with the older devices. So can't say for certain if the older devices will have the updated version with AI when that time comes.
Sounds good. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense, Jordan. Last question for you. Can you refresh, because I've asked you this before, if someone wanted to go to your website to look around at technical information about your products and or get technical support, can you give us a quick path, the best way to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So of course our website is going to have a lot of the manuals and the data sheets and all like the guides. We also have online little KB articles. So should you run into anything, but the reality is, guys, when you buy through authorized sources like Microcom, you guys get 90 days free of tech support. And so if any time during that 90 days you do need help with something wrong, again, I've never heard of it, but should that time happen, you have 90 days to reach out to our tech support and be able to get that for absolutely free.
Excellent, Jordan. Thank you so much for answering all those questions for us today. And thank you to everyone attending our webinar. And if anyone has any further questions, of course, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any products mentioned or shown here today, please remember that this webinar presentation has been recorded and it will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so we can all view it again. And that does happen. So let's keep that up. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it. And we look forward to the next NETGEAR presentation from you. Everybody have a fantastic day.
Thanks, Julie. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.